Welcome to my first long format video on the channel. You may have come from my shorts and have seen the videos I do on the shorts using the AI voice. For the longer format videos, they're all going to be me. I'm going to be commentating over it, usually as a live commentary. This time it's post commentary because this is the first Nuke we'll have on the channel. So I thought, why not do a video to match up with the short so that we can go through it. So the game plan we had for this map was to push up between A and B and try and control the zones. The reason I wanted to do that is we're in a max up tier, and C usually gets pretty hectic and a little bit overrun. So the plan here was to find the right location. I hadn't played this map for quite a while, probably 3 or 4 months at this point, and I really wanted to just find that right zone. I knew there was a couple of good places just to the A side of B, just needed to find them, and we come up on this street and it gives us a really good viewpoint. We take a moment to stop behind some hard cover, and then I probably just think better of that, and that's really not what we're going to do. Alright, so we've pushed up to where we wanted to be, probably from the start. It gives us a great viewpoint over protecting A and anyone coming down on the A side towards B. As the battle progresses, you'll notice that there's a heavy tank over near A, Samoa, that is very important to us throughout this battle, and they do a great job. So shout out to them in controlling that side of the map. So at this stage, we're pretty well just letting the battle develop a little bit. There's no point over pressing when you've got a tank like the AMX 50. It has a great reload and a really powerful cannon, so you sort of just want to let everyone sort of slowly filter into you. We see B starting to be capped. There's no point us pushing across over there because we're very heavy, we're very loud, we're not the fastest, and our gun handling isn't great on the move. But now we have our first reward for patience as we come up and we get quite an easy kill on the M4A3E2. It's always nice to get a nice easy kill on them, given how annoying they can be when you're playing a lower BR. Bold choice, by the way, to bring that out as your first spawn by the looks of it. Possibly second spawn at this BR, because we're playing at, I think, 8.7. And there's that guy we saw before. He sort of just stopped, and I don't know what his game plan was there. Maybe to try and take out my cannon. I'm not too sure, but that was a nice easy kill. So 2 easy kills to start us off. The battle is developing quite slowly. So overall, there's a really good tempo to this battle to give us an opportunity to get lots of kills. And I guess to explain how I typically run this, I will usually give myself 3 battles with a tank to get the clips for the shorts. So if it's a more difficult tank to play, maybe I might give myself 5, but typically I'm trying to get it done in 3 battles, so it's more of a accurate representation of what the tank could be like in someone's hands over a few battles, rather than playing 10 battles to cherry pick the best possible battle. And I said that this is the first battle I had with the AMX 50. I think that sort of shows it. We've got this guy pushing up and we get him. Again, 3 really easy kills to start off, and really just generated from sitting in a really good place where we had the opportunity to sort of cover the A zone. Now, as this battle develops, it's sort of interesting because B becomes a very slow-paced zone. Not a lot of tanks push across there, and by far most of our team and most of the enemy team goes towards C, which is pretty typical for this map, which is sort of why we wanted to stay away from it, because this is a tank best used where you can take advantage of sitting in the right spot and choosing your time to push forward. Again, like I said, the Samoa did a great job there, took care of the lever for us. I hadn't heard anyone else on B by this point, so it sort of seemed like the right time to push up into B, cap it, and stop our ticket bleed, because you can see across the top that our ticket bleed was going to be a problem pretty quickly. So we'll push up here and we'll take control of B for the team. We've now taken control of B, which was good timing because it allowed our Samoa to stay over there on that side of the map towards A and cover the zone for us. Basically, I felt pretty safe in knowing that anyone coming into B would have to be doing so from the C side because of where you're sitting, and that just makes it a lot more easy for us. The goal now for us is just to push up back over towards A, just because we want to make sure that we can control that same zone. This map setup, I guess it really draws people into C, but realistically the easier zones to control are going to be A and B. So that's sort of, I guess, why we did it. And also at this point, I start to see some pretty crazy feeds from a T58, and I start thinking, what on earth am I going to do to a T58 with this? Because those things are mental. But right now, you know, the Samoa is pushing up and is controlling. We've gone back over to our area just because, you know, this is where we can control the map. So to put supporting fire across to A and to B is sort of the plan now. And again, let the second phase of the battle develop around us. In the comments of this video, if you're watching it, let me know what you think would be some good ideas for long format videos. I'm thinking about doing some challenge series just with different types of tanks to sort of do different types of things. So if you have any ideas for that, put them down there below. If we ever have really good battles or nukes or anything like that, I'll definitely do a video over the top. And maybe just some fun videos trying to mess around with some tanks that no one really ever uses very much. If you also have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments as well. First video, I am open to what anyone says. I see this helicopter coming in and figure he's going for a cap. At first, it sort of looked a little bit like he was going to just keep going, but we sort of have a look again because I can still hear him and see he's going to cap. So obviously, smartest thing I can do here is send a round into him. And genuinely, I feel like that went through the head of his pilot and he's just fine. I don't really understand, but we get a kill here in a second anyway when that helicopter goes down, and we've now got someone trying to cap B from us. Once again, given the state of the battle, we have plenty of tickets. I'm a little bit concerned that could be one of the T58s that were roaming around. I don't want to push directly in there and lose any advantage that I could have. So my plan here is to sort of approach a different way and see if I can get a look in from behind. Okay, so I see this M103 and I'm sort of wondering where he might go. Again, he's a tank that frontally is a bit of a challenge. He obviously got his lower plate and a few other options to take him out. But I'm going to just sit here. I'm going to wait and see if he comes over here through those trees. And he does. So patience played out pretty well. I was a bit angry that I shot just a little bit too far behind to get that ammo rack, which was a bit annoying. And now I have the horrible job of trying to decipher where he is through those trees, because I had assumed he would just keep rolling and get out of the area. But nope, I see him there and we get the second shot in. And now I've got someone flagged up on A. So really important for us to keep control of A because it keeps the flow of where the enemies are going to go toward our side. I also thought the Samoa was over near B would push into B, which was not correct. He starts pushing back over towards A as well, and by which point I've already committed to A. But that's okay. Again, the ticket bleed isn't too bad. We don't have a lot of tanks up, so we're not going to have bleed from our players dying. And this was pretty fortunate. He was just sat right there, not really paying attention, and we got a good hit on him. And then the Samoa finished him off. But important for me now to push up and cap A, because I don't want that Samoa to come back over. And he does exactly what he should do, and great team play. He doesn't come over for the spawn points or for you know, any of the points that are associated with cap. He pushes back up into his area to cover A, which is going to make it safe for me then, after capping A, to push over to B. And while we're pushing up to B, genuinely, how good is this tank and how has its BR not been raised? It is incredible. It's always been so good. I guess there's a reason why it's been called the Super Bias for so long. I love this tank. First game back in it in like probably 18 months, and to drop this type of performance in an up tier, man, what a tank. And also, some more, what a tank it is as well. So as I push up here, I hear someone over to my right. And this is a really weird part of the battle. So my first objective really is to come down and try and decipher who it is. And despite the fact that I'm now capping B, he doesn't ever turn around or look. I thought he might have been, which is why I backed up, but again, bit of a killer, but a really easy kill to get. Now, there is an STRV 104 that has knocked out one of our guys near A. Realistically, for me, that's not going to be something I'm going to worry too much about. I'm more worried about people pulling over from C. So as we cap this, we're going to push up and we're going to go look towards C. This is also when I first really noticed that Nuke's on the table. We're, 300 spawn points away from it. The battle's been neutralized. STRV 104 just got taken out by a teammate. Again, that guy played an insane game. It was so good. So we're going to creep up here towards this bridge, and we get a little bit lucky here. As we come up towards the bridge, I just get lucky. I can't put it down to much else that I saw him before he saw me, and as he poked out, we're going to get him. I kind of stopped because I wanted to look to the right. I can't remember if I heard him coming, but yeah, look, I think I got a bit lucky. Alright, so at this point we're 110 spawn points away. The battle's been neutralized in our favor. And this is where I see a medium tank heading for B, and I'm like, damn, this is not ideal. So obviously pushing up, there's a way down into the water up here where you're not going to risk flipping, so I'm going to do that. The Type 87 is doing a lot there, and I get so lucky. I noticed that at the last second that guy's missed me. This thing has insane turret traverse, and yeah, we get the job done on the F-105. That, again, is just down to luck. So at this point, I sort of say I'm not going to drop any further. I'm just going to dive down here. Best of luck. We already have the nuke, so it doesn't really matter. You might wonder why I'm not just spawning straight into the plane and bringing in a nuke. Look at the tickets. I don't want to take any risks. I know that I have an opportunity to neutralize the guy trying to get B, and just make sure it's a guarantee that I will get the plane to the battlefield. We won't run out of tickets. Lucky for me, he's not looking back towards me, and we're in the nuke. So at this point, it's always a little bit stressful. There's been a few planes up during the battle, but not many. It's been a pretty quiet battle in terms of planes. That T-58 gets killed, and that made me feel like he would definitely be spawning in a jet. So we're staying low. I think anyone that's done a nuke before knows you stay low and you hug the ground and you go. At this point, I can't see anyone, can't see any planes. Everything looks pretty good. We're going to be coming in pretty quickly. So at this point, it sort of feels like a foregone conclusion that this is going to end in with us delivering a nuke. And here we go to deliver the very first nuke on our channel. The AMX 50 delivers, and it delivers us a win. If you guys have stayed to watch the whole video, leave a like. If you aren't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, and in the comments below, give me some feedback, some ideas, some thoughts. I want to improve. I want to make my channel bigger, better than it has been for anything else. But it's been your boy, the War Thunder Noob, with his first long format video. I'll see you guys in the next one.